Hello, music listeners, underground enthusiasts, and you specifically. Yes, you. Right now, watching this video at this very moment, I'm talking to you. Nobody else, just you. Keep that in mind. It's time for a weekly songs list, a little bit of an update of the things that I've heard from the past week, my thoughts on it. Maybe you'll give your thoughts afterwards. I kind of had this idea for an intro to this video plan that kind of, coincided and aligned with the, spirit of the season, of Halloween, of the beginning of November, but then I trashed it, so this is the one you're getting. Let's begin. We're going to start the list off this week with Carr, I'll See You in Everything. It's a pretty punchy alternative rock track, and the talents of Pekkarot really helps this track feel very full and impactful. The drums hit beautifully in the mix. I love them. There's some really great vocals from Evan on this, probably some of my recent favorites since For Better or Worse, which was an album already full of great performances as well. The airy and wispy harmonized vocalizations in the beginning sound beautiful, and the sharper harmonies at the end blend really well. Evan's got a lot of control not only over his voice on the track, but how he layers and mixes it to create a cohesive and satisfying sound. Because I love this hook, and even if in some instances Evan suffers from overindulging in the layers and overmixing a bit, never truly letting the main vocal breathe, there's a lot of precision behind how everything is structured. The writing is very pretty and poignant, and I think that Evan's powerful vocals over a fantastic Pekkarot instrumental makes for a great return after a couple months of no releases. saoirse Dream has provided us with Down in Flames. Sonically, Down in Flames is about balance, and saoirse Dream seeing how many sounds she can balance in her eclectic style, fusing brash punk with synth pop and a super cool blend of buzzing digital synths and raw acoustic instrumentation. As the lyrics detail this process of growing and growing apart, I'm pretty entertained by saoirse's performance here with a casual conversational delivery that has a gentle impact to it that acts as a bit of a counterweight to the demanding percussion and the swirling melodies of the production, but even that doesn't last forever because that is very quickly left behind for some powerful and strained vocals in the chorus that has a very great energy to them. And as much as I love saoirse's vocals and writing on this, I keep coming back to these small one-off quirks in the production that make this track amazing and engaging and detailed. You can kind of point out a new little melody on each listen that saoirse has worked into, and I appreciate that level of detail. I love this track. It is very good. Highly recommend. Up next, we got a new Zoltar track in the form of Banal, and once again, Zoltar kind of comes through like a hurricane on this, swirling with chaos and energy with a calm center in the middle though. The song is ethereal and pretty. I didn't really expect anything less. I'm always very consistently impressed, and the ghostly harmonies in the beginning kind of working in tandem with these jagged beeps create almost a bit of an industrial ambience, which is cool enough as it is, but as the song sort of picks up the pace a little bit, it blossoms into a moody electronic prog pop track with Zoltar having very impressive control over every single component going into this. The mix and production on this track are unreal. This shit is crazy. I love the dark and desperate writing. I love the maximalist production. Zoltar kills it once again. Who would have guessed? Will has dropped Hold You Down featuring Keanu, which is a smooth and groovy R&B track where Will and Keanu both do what they're best at with crystal clear mixes and technical crooning. This chorus is pretty ridiculously catchy, I won't lie. Will absolutely kills every single note, and Keanu's verses have a scary amount of clarity and these beautiful harmonies populating the entire space. Both of these artists really do love to flex those falsettos to a pretty persistent degree, but I don't really blame them. It sounds great. It sounds really good on this song, but as gorgeous as the track is sonically, the writing itself kind of leaves me half satisfied in a way where I feel like the conventional tropes of the genre were played into more often than not, and as a result causing it to have a bit of a lack of personality. But no matter how I feel about the writing, the song is undeniably an amazing display of catchy vocals and great synergy between these two artists being incredibly talented singers. Vi 5000 has dropped Synthetic featuring SEBii, and this track is uncompromisingly bright and I love every minute of it. The trancy and overlapping melodies create this sort of digital cacophony, but the whirlwind is slightly tied down by the clarity of the vocals, and I love the sense of urgency in the vocals as well. It feels like you kind of have to keep up with the song in that regard. Vi just has a very strong sense of style on this track. I love how over the top it is, and the aesthetics all work really well. And SEBii matches the overblown energy with a performance that parallels Vi really well, unapologetically bright, flashy, pretty, glossy, doesn't let up the whole time. Please post the lyrics somewhere so I know what you're saying. blackwinterwells has dropped Circuit Breaker with Kintsugi and Fate. I really love how much this song leans into the super airy and trancey sound. Wells' production plus the additional production from Kintsugi and Fate is ethereal and hazy, and sort of gracefully stuttering and stumbling over itself to create a pretty unique sound. Wells sounds great on this as well. The sort of lower energy delivery with some crisp mid-range enhancement is a great complement to the bright tones in the production, in the melodies. Sonically, on the surface, it's fairly low-key, but the more attention you give it, the more that you will notice about the track. The relaxed sound and melancholic writing is one of my favorite performances that Wells has done recently. I'm a big fan of this one. Stamp of approval. Zephyr Cove Collective has dropped To the Moon with Yoku, Kisei, Will, Riensu, and Manu. This is kind of like the acoustic pop battle royale. If you thought that there was a lot of falsetto on that Will track we talked about earlier, just you fucking wait. This is a pretty great outing for everybody on this track, and I'm glad that even with its lengthy list of contributors, it maintains a level of cohesion that can be lost when you put this many people on a track, but I really think that the length is probably what supports that cohesion the most, and really, at its core, this is a boy band song. The syrupy sweet romance, the clean melodies, the lush pop production, 4 different people taking turns on delivery on the chorus, the absolute charm it has. It pretty much nails every element of what it's trying to be. Every single artist on this track hits an absolute home run. Great job. Kai's has dropped Endure, and the recent track from Kai's, Bound, was a pretty heavy and emotional cut, and when I saw that Endure had released, I was pretty interested to hear more from Kai's, an artist that I had really not checked out too much of. And man, this thing is emotionally and sonically oppressive. The lead melody in the beginning production is pretty much just pitched white noise, fogging up the ambience of the track in a pretty harsh way. This is a good thing. And Kai's low-toned, raspy delivery that sounds pretty devoid of any energy sells the destitution of this track incredibly well. The sound design is great, the track is incredibly roomy, and the grounding force of the percussion hits incredibly hard. Is it almost too much? Yeah, probably. But for me, it never really crosses that threshold. This is harrowing and heartbreaking. Thank you, guys. Ending things out is a new little extra track with It's a Beautiful Day, I Feel Like Shit. This song is smooth. The bounce of the guitar and the distorted kicks are infectiously fun, and Xtra's vocals are mixed and delivered with this bright, beaming clarity, and it has emo and hip-hop overtones, but this is a killer pop track at its core. The structure is something that is built to last. It is a super catchy sort of anti-anthem that is honestly my favorite performance from Xtra in quite a couple months. This kind of feels like the song of the summer that we just got a little bit too late. Go check it out. That's going to do it for the list this week. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below in those comments what you thought of any one of these tracks. Maybe all of them. Maybe half of them. Did you love them? Did you hate them? Did you just kind of feel lukewarm about them and go on about your day as if nothing ever really happened? Let me know. I've never said this before in a video, but I'll go ahead and say it now because I might as well get used to it. Be sure to like. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to be nice to me. Catch me in the next video where I debate somebody that has never heard of and is not willing to learn about hyperpop. Bye.